I got a hot topic for you today. I want to talk about how you protect your equity in your home and how you walk away from the closing table smiling instead of crying. Because here's the real deal. There are three key things that are impacting the sellers on the other side of the transaction from us right now that is causing them to have anxiety, fear, lose money, and tears in the middle of a real estate transaction. And we are passionate about a positive real estate experience. And so I want to share with you today the three reasons why we are seeing sellers show up to the closing table crying instead of smiling and what you can do about it to avoid it for you. Mistake number one: they listen to the wrong people. They're listening to friends, sellers are listening to family members, coworkers. I even heard about a seller this last week that listened to the grocery store person checking them out instead of their real estate agent. Spoiler alert, please don't do that. They're all well-meaning, all of them, but guess what? They're not tuned into the local real estate market and the real conditions that are affecting a specific neighborhood or a specific home. And that outside noise can create seller's remorse and confusion when the offers come in. And so because these opinions aren't grounded in reality and those people are not willing to write checks for those sellers' homes, it can create a lot of emotional reaction when in fact, that doesn't need to happen because we have experts that can help you with that. And I know on the other side of these transactions, they have reputable people working with them as well. Mistake number two that we're seeing is they are trusting online algorithms to price one of their biggest financial assets. Here's something really interesting. Did you know that the state of Texas is one of 8 states in the United States that does not publish our sales prices online? We publish our list prices. So when you go to Zillow or Homes.com or you ask ChatGPT what your home is worth, the interesting part about that is it's going to analyze all the data off of someone's most recent list price before they sold their home, not what the sales price actually was or the seller concessions that happened get factored into any of that. They're guessing. ChatGPT, Grok, OpenAI, Zillow, Homes.com, they're all actually guessing on what your home is worth because they can't actually use the sold data. They can only use the most recent list data. And that really impacts you in 2 markets. That impacts you when home prices are going up, and that would be going into a seller's market when home prices are going up drastically, or right now for us in Texas, as we are moving into more of a buyer's market from a balanced market, that means that homes may be selling under what Zillow thinks a home is worth, and you're leaving money on the table as a buyer, or you're pricing too high for the market if you're a seller because you're relying on data that actually isn't accurate. And that can cost sellers a ton of money, a ton of time, a lot of hassle, and then they chase the market down, which is never what you want to do as a seller. Mistake number 3 is that they hire the wrong real estate agent. Experience matters, especially in today's market. And if you are interviewing a real estate agent right now, you want to ask them if they or their mentor that works closely with them has been in the business at least 14 years. The reason why 14 years is important is because we have not seen a market like we have in Dallas-Fort Worth today since 14 years ago. So if someone got in the business 10 years ago, 11, 12, 13 years ago, they literally have not seen a real estate market like we are experiencing today, which means that you might be missing out on a lot of negotiation opportunities that we are pulling out of a hat from 14 years ago. Isn't that crazy? That's nuts. So if your real estate agent or their mentor have not been in business at least 14 years, I want you to be aware that there are nuances, things that we can negotiate, ways to drive multiple offers that we are using that have not been touched in 14 years. So I just want to make sure I'm letting you know that. And the bottom line here is for sellers and for buyers, honestly, the tears, they are avoidable. I want you to lean on local expertise. I want you to use real data. AI, Zillow, Homes.com all have a great purpose. Pricing your home is not one of them. Okay, so we want to use real data. And I want you to work with seasoned professionals, right, to help you guide through a changing market. And that's how you're going to protect your equity, and you are going to walk away from the closing table smiling instead of crying when you do your next real estate transaction.